Good morning, YouTuber subscribers and friends and alike. It's Grant coming at you from a small town just west of, about an hour west of Huntsville, Alabama. This is, forget the name of it, from Mumfordville or some crap, where it delivered last night over the hill. And the thing about it is there's all sorts of spinners in the parking lot over there, as you can see. Bing bing. There's two sprinters this morning that delivered at the same plant that I did. One was already there when I showed up, and I saw the other one coming in when I was leaving. So this is a good drop-off factory area to get a load out of, or to get the load delivered to. Anyway, I'm hoping that you'll be able to get a load out of it too as well. We'll have to see. Sometimes they're just a deliver to area and you don't catch nothing, and then being that it's Alabama, I don't know how long I'm going to be waiting down here, but that's not what this video is about. I don't want to sound bad or badmouth my last fleet owner at all. I own the cargo van, but out straight pipe just a second. But he happened to have, I think it was like 4 or 5 different dogs, and his dogs got into fleas, and because he's starting to be a hoarder, the fleas could live anywhere in his shop or his house or wherever, and they migrated to the vans, of course, that he has. And everybody, not only me, but a lot of his drivers have fleas now, you know, that they carried on from driving his vans. And I had that in the cargo van, and I fought them off and on. And even if you win the battle with the fleas, with that fleet owner, the fact that he has you return to his shop so that he can save on labor costs by not having you service the van all over the country, different areas, wherever you're at. He has you go there to his shop to do it, invites fleas back into your van again after you already maybe got ahead of it. That's half the reason I switched over, but the main reason was to get a taller van, a lot more comfortable inside. I'm off time, I can get around a lot easier inside and around when I don't have a load. When I do have a load, I can sleep around the load a lot easier in some places. This morning I had to sleep next to the load, kind of, until the factory opened this morning to unload it. And then there's more opportunities for loads like I made in the last video, like I said, I told you about. Hopefully it's not going to be too loud between the trains and the straight pipes and everything else as I make this video. But I'm going to go back here and show you the different types of ways to prevent fleas, I guess, since that's the topic of the discussion today. I went about 12 days, and then I discovered fleas in this new van that I'm driving. Even though I tried my best to make sure to not transfer them over, I went and washed my clothes, threw away half my other stuff that I didn't want, and everything when I switched over. And I went 12 days, which is the egg cycle. That takes the eggs to hatch from when they come over and hatch. It only takes one flea to follow me and then lay an egg, and then it can hatch up to like 50 fleas or something like that if you don't get a hold of them. So, being that I'm probably not the only one out there in this industry with this problem, I decided to go full bore and looked up YouTube and Facebook and Google how to get rid of fleas, and bought damn near everything you can get to get rid of them. So, I will go over it with you a little bit. First off, you want to kill the adult fleas with flea bomber. They're little cans, like as you can see on the picture. You stick them out there, you hit the button down, and you leave someplace for 2 hours and let this whole van fill with flea bomber stuff. This will kill the majority of the adult fleas jumping around, and even when they go to hide and stuff like that, it'll get the majority of the adult fleas. But even though it says it'll kill the eggs, it never kills the eggs. It'll keep your flea infestation down for a day or two, or the 12 days again, like I say, it's where the eggs hatch on their cycle. But the eggs will come back if you don't get to the eggs. So for that, we have other things. Over here in the corner is every kind of Google and Facebook and YouTube resource on how to kill the eggs for the fleas. You can kill them with kitty litter, you can kill them with baking soda, you can kill them with average everyday table salt, or you can kill them with what's called dimulturous earth. Dimulturous earth tends to be the best chemical to do it with, or kind of a chemical, like, because it's a pesticide that's used in gardens to keep bed bugs and fleas and everything down. And what you do with that is you spray them in every little hole and crevice that these vans have, because fleas lay their eggs in a smart fashion. In fact, they go and put it where you're not going to step on their eggs or kill their eggs, so they go and hide them in holes. And so for at least 3 foot down, everywhere all the way around the van, for 3 feet down, I'm going to have to go through and put this in there. But while I was at it, both for this video and for myself, I got every kind of powdery type of sustenance that you can put in there to kill the eggs. Because what happens is salt or baking soda or kitty litter or demulcerous earth, all of them are a powdery substance powder that will take the moisture out of the eggs and kill the eggs that way. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do, is make a nice dry environment in here. Kitty litter is the best for the wide open area because it'll kill any moisture in here all the time, which is good for me and keep other flies and everything else away. So I'm going to put that in a couple pairs of my old socks, because I'm retiring my tube socks and switching to shorter socks for the summer. So I'm going to use my tube socks and put them in 2 or 3 different places in the van and kitty litter the place up. It'll keep down on condensation on the windows, and it'll just suck all the moisture out of the van, which is what I want, because fleas and bugs and insects and mosquitoes and everything and everybody, they live in a warm, moist environment, and so if they don't have that, they don't like staying there. So kitty litter's top notch for the wide open areas. Salt is the best for getting into the teeny tiny little square areas. The demulcerous earth is the best for pinpointing fleas and bed bugs, period. And then baking soda acts like salt, and etc. Bought a broom, stuck it on the broom thing that was already built in here, that the last driver stole the broom from, or broke it or something. I didn't leave it there. So I bought a broom so I can occasionally sweep it out, and you gotta sweep and vacuum it out, and very important that you vacuum everything out so that you can get any eggs that you missed or whatever, etc. So I'm going to be doing a lot of vacuuming. This little booger right here, this is for when I sleep in here at night, being that I'm sleeping in the same places that we're treating the fleas. This is a different home remedy that you can put in your home, in your room, in your home at night, and fleas will fly in here and drown in the water. You put water and Dawn soap in that big tray, and the Dawn soap will make the water less solid or something, so that the fleas fly in there and they can't get back out. And anyway, you use a candle, and the light and the warmth from the candle will attract the fleas. And mainly, being that I'm sleeping in the same area as that, I need to find a much, or not a much hotter, but a kind of a hotter, more centralized heat source than my own body. That way they quit biting me at night. But it's going to be interesting to find out whether this is going to work or not, because hopefully they'll be attracted to the heat and light. But the problem is, may or may not be a problem, they don't like citrus or lemon smell. So I'm going to find out if they will fly to it or not. And I could have bought any other kind of smell candle out there, but I figured while I'm doing this, I might as well see if they actually will go toward the smell or not. But the whole point of that is to keep them from biting me at night. Because the big major thing about fleas is they irritate your skin enough to where you can't sleep, and then I'm having to drive exhausted or something when they do come in big spurts. I mean, they come and go. I get control of them for 4 days, and then they're back and forth, and they're back and forth. But I've never gone to this extent of detailing all the tiny spaces in the van. That's what I need to do this time to get rid of the flea infestation, is go after attack the eggs. So that's what I'm going to do with that. And this stuff in this corner, the water of course will be used in the container, and it's also used to dilute the vinegar spray. In this spray bottle is vinegar. You'll have to take my word for it. The real vinegar, bigger jug that I have of it, is up there in the tub. But vinegar by itself won't kill fleas, but they hate the smell, so they will ditch you. This is the whole point of this spray over here is grapeseed oil. You heat up the lemons and leave the skin in together, everything all together. You know, you cut the lemons up and then heat them up. So I'm gonna have to go to a hotel hot water machine that they use for making tea at the breakfast bar in hotels, and get hot water and then put this all together into a spray bottle. You put vinegar, grapeseed oil, cut up lemons, and water to dilute it a little bit. And then this makes a skin-friendly treatment that you can put on your own skin to keep them from biting you, because they won't like the smell. And then the grapeseed oil is going to make sure the lemon sticks on their bodies when they crawl around on you. And then the lemon is going to kill them some way or another. It like dehydrates their skin and kills the fleas after they bite you. So even their biting you is going to be the potential to kill each individual flea that bites you, if they do stick around. So first you have adult fleas that you kill with flea bomber. Then you attack the insides of your van and the little crevice where they would hide eggs, because otherwise they'll come back if you don't. Then you have preventative care for at night when you're sleeping in this space. They'll attack the candle and go fly in there and drown, more than attacking me. And then, to keep them from attacking me directly on my skin and biting me at night, I have the skincare product solution that I'm put together. As you can see, I went all out. I spent a good $100 on that, and then about $100 on this other stuff. I had to get a camping chair. Didn't have to, but I use the TV a lot to watch regular local TV, or plug my computer into the TV, etc. But I only had the cot or my bed to sit on, or the combination of the two, to put down all the time. And then when you're waiting for a load, it's much easier to just unstrap a chair and put a chair out there to sit. And it's got a rocking chair too. It's a camping chair with a rocking thing. Be perfect. I can sit in here and rock all day watching TV, and lots easier to take out and put up in between loads when you're waiting for loads back here, instead of having to take the cot down and take the bed down or whatever and mess with all that. And plus I can recline in it for my back support wise. So I had to buy me a nice camping chair. So that's fruit for this morning's breakfast before I go to bed. The bags are June and July's new receipts. I'm keeping every receipt for every month, and keeping the fuel receipts separate and etc. And these cords I wanted to point out special for Tim Expedites. He was complaining about how I have too many cords and wires up front, so I bought a longer audio cable to run to my satellite radio, XM satellite radio, so that hopefully I can tighten those wires up front and not have that much cables in the way. I'm hoping. So I'll have to get to that and see. But I thought I'd point it out since he made a comment about it. And then I have Velcro to Velcro a bunch of stuff up in that corner to keep stuff from falling down all the time out of those overheads. But that's pretty much my project for today, for the next few minutes before I put the bed down and try and take a nap before Bolt calls. Hopefully I'm in a good area that Bolt will call at me out of Alabama. It's when you're in a state that Bolt doesn't usually service, it's one of those states, well, this is one of those areas that they will drop off at, obviously, because they had 3 of us Bolt fans down here. But as to whether or not we'll get out of here or not, who knows. I might have to go to Huntsville, or I may have to swing up to Nashville, Tennessee to get a load out. I don't know. I'm hoping not, because that's a lot of deadhead. Huntsville's an hour away, and then Nashville's 2 hours north of that. So hopefully they'll find me something in Alabama. It's worth sticking around in Alabama because it's a little further south, and they might find some long load going all the way to Michigan if you stay in the southern region, if they do happen to find you something. So I will get this video uploaded and set up my flea traps and let you know how it goes further down the line. But this is one of those things that some expediters may encounter along the way, between ants and roaches and flies and fleas and bed bugs. And mosquitoes. It seems like they all come after you. The big tip I will give you is just spraying vinegar around the van temporarily will keep flies and mosquitoes away, because they hate the smell of it. So this summer, while you're out there camping, get yourself some vinegar, and it makes for a nice cleaning agent. Old school style cleaning agent. Anyway, so it's always nice to have it aboard anyway. I probably have enough chemicals between those combination of stuff there to make a bomb. Wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. I hate living in this many different chemicals, but I'm going to attack this thing from every side and every angle I can get to get rid of them. And then working for this other fleet owner, he, I believe, lives or works out of Vegas, and then the van is registered out of Florida for his business for expediting. And he's got 2 or 3 other businesses, but he's the type of fleet owner that says to go to whatever Valvoline or whatever, Quick Lube or whatever Dodge dealership happens to be closest that will work with taking payment over the phone for maintenance on the van, so he doesn't have his actual shop. Which can be a good thing, being that I don't have to go back to Fleaville. The last fleet owner wasn't bad, don't get me wrong. He's a great guy to work for and everything. It's just that half the reason I left that fleet owner was because of the fleas. Because I don't need to live this lifestyle and repeatedly have to fight fleas. I mean, even if I got a hit of the fleas and got rid of them out of my van, and then every time you go back to service your van at the shop, you wonder if you're going to catch them again or not from that. So I didn't like that idea of returning there all the time like that. But the main reason was for the height of the van. I am a lot better off in something like this. Just this load this morning, for instance, was some long metal pieces that went all the way up there. There's no way in hell I could have sent that in a cargo van unless it was propped up above the bed or something. I might have just barely made it, and then the metal ends would have been clear up on the dash, and every time you hit the brakes, you probably would have messed up the knobs and everything on the dashboard of a cargo van. I mean, it just didn't make sense to send that load in the cargo van. So that I average 2 or 3 loads a week now that I couldn't have made in the cargo van, extra on top of the regular loads that you could make. So I'm doing better, obviously. Instead of $200 or $300 paychecks, I'm now getting between $600 and $700 a week, which is where I want to be at. I know people don't like going over their numbers or their miles, and they keep all that to themselves. I don't know if they feel embarrassed about it or what, but you know, that's what I came out here shooting for, was between $600 and $700. So if I can average that every week, you know, and I understand there's going to be slow weeks like July 4th coming up that we won't, you know, hopefully everybody stays busy, but we'll have to see. And that's next Tuesday, I think. But anyway, with that, I better get with this so I can take a nap, so in case Bolt does get me going later on, I want to at least somewhat get ahead. So like and subscribe, leave comments. Let me know what you think about getting rid of fleas, or anything else that you've heard as a way to get rid of fleas, because I've gone through every YouTube channel video that I can find, every Google resource I can find, a lot of Reddit, I think it was, forums, and Google and Facebook and etc., trying to find every single freaking thing I can find to get rid of this crap. And let alone, the added bonus is it not only gets rid of fleas, when you combine everything, every kind of insect out there is not going to like this van after that. So I should have an insect-free summer, I'm hoping. Like and subscribe, leave comments, and we'll catch you in a flip. Peace.